This is Peter Nathan with a webcast for tomorrow's world. Christianity is having a hard time these days. Newsweek summed up the situation well when it headlined a pre-Christmas online issue with, quote, "The Bible, so misunderstood it's a sin," close quote. The author of the article, Kurt Eichenwahl, concluded the article by showing his own levels of misunderstanding when he wrote, quote, "The Bible is a very human book. It was written, assembled, copied, and translated by people. That explains the flaws, the contradictions, and the theological disagreements in its pages. Once that's understood, it's possible to find out which parts of the Bible were not in the earliest Greek manuscripts, which are bad translations, and what one book says in comparison to another, and then try to discern the message for yourself. And embrace," he continues, "what modern Bible experts know to be the true sections of the New Testament." Jesus said, "Don't judge." He condemned those who pointed out the faults of others while ignoring their own. And he proclaimed, quote, "Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these," close quote. He ends by saying that's a good place to start, end quote. To be fair to Kurt, he almost gets there with his last statement. But in the peregrinations of his article, he is focused on what can, or more specifically, what cannot be proved in the Bible in a scientific, critical manner. And if we follow the argument of his article, can we even be sure that the great commandment he recommends is part of the Bible or even accurately translated? And how can he be so sure it's a good place to start? His references include at least one self-declared atheist. So on what basis should we accept his suggestion of a starting point or of even listening to the Bible? Since the earliest days of Christendom, and especially since the time of Constantine the Great, Christianity has been defined by orthodoxy, or having the right opinion on a doctrine. Accepting the opinion made no necessary demand on a person for action. Yet the Bible was never written to create a sense of orthodoxy as laid out by the Church Fathers and slavishly followed by some to this day. That approach demands that a person agree with an opinion of the Bible, not that he or she behave in accord with the Bible. For that religion, the result was the development of creeds, authoritative statements to be memorized and used as a strict standard of belief by which certain uniformity could be established. Under this system, whether a person understood underlying concepts was immaterial, and no demand was required to change behavior. In the Jewish world of Jesus and his disciples, on the other hand, identification with a group was normally established by behavior based on an understanding of Scripture. For the apostles and the first followers of Jesus, this way became the identifying feature of the early church. They were followers of the way, which was grounded in the existing Scriptures. The Bible was written firstly to lead people to a right behavior rather than simple acceptance of an idea. Belief has to be shown by action. If we must use labels, then the Bible speaks of orthopraxy, right practice, and not orthodoxy. The commandments demand behavior. Orthodoxy has created the problems with which Christianity has been plagued for the past 2,000 years. The wars, the torment that its detractors, including Newsweek, wish to highlight. Nor is the solution to the divergent orthodoxies, such as Gnosticism or other belief systems, which were classified as heresy and once again promoted by the informants to the Newsweek article. They were simply alternative forms of orthodoxy, so would provide no relief to the issues. What then defined those early disciples of Jesus? They believed that Jesus was the Messiah, had been resurrected from the dead, and had called people to walk as he walked, to live as he lived, to develop the character he displayed. When they did, they became followers of the way, a way of God, a term that is commonly used in most of the writings we refer to as the New Testament. That way was a prescribed mode of living based on the laws and revelation of the God of Israel that had been delivered through Moses and the prophets. Although Newsweek ends with one of the great practical commands of the Bible, a command given through Moses that highlights this behavioral aspect, Newsweek and its editors place no emphasis on this way of life that the Bible teaches, the right practice or behavior as a Christian. Perhaps the reason for that omission is they see so little of it being expressed among professing Christians, a problem that is, as they say, as old as the hills. Restoring Original Christianity is the name of a booklet that is offered to you free of charge. Take advantage of this booklet to read a different take on the Bible and the early Christians. For more information, video, and material on news topics and the Bible, please visit us on Facebook or at tomorrowsworld.org. Thanks for watching.